All right, we are live. Good evening. This is Andre Sanders down here in Jacksonville, Florida, of Overcoming the Odds. And this is going to be a real good topic because this is something that, to be honest with you, since a lot of people are on the social media site, might as well take advantage of it. Especially if you're a business owner or somebody who wants to promote something in general. We're going to show you a little, some secrets here to really help your exposure to mainly on your profile, and then once that happens, then you can try to pretty much help direct wherever you want people to pretty much go. You see what I'm saying? We're not going to make any guarantees of this because obviously results are definitely not typical of anything, because it depends on if you're willing to just go and do the work and be consistent with it as well. So see our income disclaimer below, and we will be mentioning results, as well as far as some income. So again, see our income disclaimer below this. And without any further ado, let me take it out to California real quick.
Hi, everybody. This is Patricia Henry. I got to turn so people can see me. Yes, it is Patricia Henry, and I'm out here in California enjoying this wonderful mid-70s to 80s weather out here. And we're looking forward to discussing this topic because there's a lot of marketers that are on here, of course, because we're business internet marketers and we work online. And then there's people who are not. They're just hopping on because they want to learn about using Facebook. And there are secrets to the engagement. And what are they? So we're going to discuss some in tonight's episode. So stay tuned.
All right. And this is something that, I got from somebody who, if our community is made, again, so income disclaimer below, because his results definitely not typical as well. But, it just, when we keep on mentioning stuff like this, we just try to show the potential of what's possible. So this is coming from somebody who's not only a $1 million earner within our community, he's a $2 million earner within our community. And something, again, like I mentioned earlier, right when we were getting away, you have to be consistent with it. And we're talking about mainly on Facebook. A lot of people pretty much around the world, Facebook is a good place to hang out. Obviously, I'm not going to get too much of the statistics as far as how many people are just basically on there literally every day, because it's really astonishing. I'm not even going to lie about that. So many people just pretty much go out there, get on and just maybe hang out, do business. If the people are doing the business, it's let's just say you don't know what they don't know when you're getting on the way with it. So something just also keep in mind with you. We're going to show you just some ways that are simple, and then there's another ninja strategy that I'm pretty sure you might not have known using Facebook. We also got to introduce our other buddy from out there from the UK. So come on out real quick, Neil.
Hey everyone, Neil Henson here from the UK. I'm not too sure. I'll be honest with you. I actually, I've only just literally jumped on, so I do apologise. I did catch the subject is Facebook. So I do apologise if I'm actually getting that wrong. I literally just jumped on. There's a time difference between the UK and the US right now. Usually it's 5 hours, 5 to 8 hours, but right now it's 4 to 7. So I kind of a bit of a time warp at the moment. So I'm completely caught off guard, so I do apologise. But yeah, like I say, stay tuned because hopefully we're going to go through everything that you need to know about. I am on page with everyone. It is Facebook. Okay, I do apologise. It's just like I say, I've just literally jumped right on because I want to be here, and yeah, I'll send it back over to you, Andre. So
it's all good. It's all good, man. Yeah, this one we're getting away to as far as what I was talking about earlier. Somebody who's a leader in our community who's made well over over $2 million within it. He shared something with a live stream event that I heard a couple of weeks ago as far as helping your engagement on Facebook. Now, just something you might not know, and obviously here in the United States, with what's going on too, we've already had this past summer with the Olympics, and now obviously with the election coming up too. There's some good ways to just help increase your engagement, but again, this is something I can keep on saying. You got to be consistent with it. Simple way. It's, you know, going through when you're going through your timeline, not saying you need to spend an hour doing so. You know, if it's something that you find value in, because you know there is some type of value that some people share every now and then. Everything's negative on Facebook. Let's be straight up with you. You know, it's all right to go ahead and leave a like. You know, let me go ahead and get straight into the sharing real quick. All right, cool. Let's just say I'm on Patricia's Facebook wall. You know, and let's just say too, like, oh, cool. She was promoting what we have right here. You know, with the likes too, likes, comments, and share. We obviously know too that Facebook upgraded this about really a few months ago. You know what I'm saying? So this also is no different from this regular like. You know, it doesn't matter which one you want to do. You can do, you know, the love, wow, again, self-explanatory. I'm not getting into that. The point is, once you do a like to somebody's status on Facebook, again, we're talking about statistically, this will take time doing so. I'm not saying go through here and, you know, scrolling all the way down, trying to look at every, you know, like every single thing that's going on through people's you know, walls or whatever have you. But the point is, over time too, it will help it will help them to when you post something, that engagement as well will come on their wall. Now they might not like, comment, or share, because again, that's what we're talking about here. There's going to be another one we're going to be mentioning here too briefly. But the thing is too, over time, let's say if you do something like I like to do, I like to post some quotes because I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of reading. If it's something that if I'm in the middle of a book that hits me, I like to go and share it. You know, over time, you're going to get some of the likes, comments, and then maybe some of the shares. You know, it's pretty cool. The comments too. If people choose to comment on what you're doing, cool. You know what I mean? But the thing is, this is a little bit something too that back to my screen. This is something too that we've mentioned before we get to Facebook. It really does come down to reciprocity. At the same time, it's more like, you know, give first before receiving. You know, like some people, especially in home-based business, especially expect to kind of like get other than giving. So it's no different. It's no different right now using Facebook. Again, I'm not too sure about the other social media sites, but I just know many with Facebook, you know, give first. You know what I'm saying? And then over time, like I said, some of the comments, well, not really some of the comments, some of the likes that I get, or maybe some people are sharing something. I don't know how the Facebook algorithm really works out too well, but I know this is something from, like, you're talking about the last few years. People have been paying attention. I've had some people tell me straight up, they say, if I see them face to face, hey, I like what you're posting too. I like to come to your page almost every day or something. I'm like, what in the world? It just completely throws me off. But again, these are people I know for like years now. You see what I'm saying? Since Facebook is a hangout spot. But again, if we just want to talk about this mainly about business, but before we start talking about business, how about we give first? You know, this is simple likes or whatnot. I got a lot of people, you know, a lot of people here on my friends list. They are parents, so of course they're gonna be going, you know, crazy with the kids. Doesn't matter what age group. Let me see. Let me go embarrass somebody right now. She might be watching, and that's okay, but it's all good. Right. Let's see if I can find a picture of her and her sons. Not too long ago, her and her sons were at a wedding. Oh, this is her sister that just recently got married. You know, and I know it'll be all good. Okay, here we go. Somebody who I used to go to my CrossFit gym, but this is her and her sons. You know, and this is at her sister's wedding. So something simple as, you know, like and whatnot. And you see her name, or it's Amy. But what also too, what I was scrolling down earlier. Wait. You probably noticed the name that she had, like one of the quotes that had posted up. And like I said, this is something that, you know, I've known her for about 3 years now. So, you know, you pretty much got it. Like I said earlier, give first before receiving. You know, so I like to also, you know, you can also have fun too. So, you know, if you're an NFL fan watching this, since I live in Jacksonville, this is what's going on with the Jaguars right now. So I like to have fun on Halloween this past week. So I said the Jaguars because they're playing that poorly right now. So, you know, something I just want to have fun with, but, you know, how about this? You got to share, you know, just something I just want to have fun with. So, you know, just little stuff like that. It's real simple. Again, kind of common sense, but a lot of people don't really understand that real quick. Some people will want to do this, and this is something that you do not do. I didn't want to get too much into the don'ts, but let's say I want to post, you see, let's say blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden I want to start tagging people. Like, let's see if I can do it here. I'm not too sure if Facebook can. Yeah, and then they start tagging people like Neil, Patricia. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Especially, let's say if I didn't know them or I just added them, don't just start tagging people on there. Because I mean, again, have you built a rapport with them? Have you even got a chance just to know them? You see what I'm saying? Something simple like that. But we'll get into that later on. But it's just something a little simple like that as well. As far as, again, even though it's a hangout spot too, people are curious, people are nosy on Facebook, and you got to be consistent with whatever you're doing. This again, you might be thinking, well, Facebook's not my thing, but what we're also sharing too, using this tactics mainly on this Facebook as well. Keep in mind, like, you know what? Maybe I can be consistent if I stay on, on Twitter. Maybe I might be consistent if I'm on Instagram a lot, or I'm on LinkedIn. You see where we're getting at as far as just being consistent with your action step. No different from Napoleon Hill mentioned so many times to Think More Rich, having a definite major purpose. You have a strong purpose, a strong why, a strong dream, goal, whatever have you. Your actions are always going to just keep you moving. That's the whole point. Just to get yourself in motion. Don't just sit there and do nothing, or, go to conferences, events, or whatever, take a whole bunch of notes, be like, man, I really like this idea, like this tactic, and you do nothing. That's the point. Be consistent with it. And that's something that, too, again, really I got from the leader of our community, it was Lawrence Tam, who said, you got to be consistent with this. He was saying, hey, go at least 90 days doing this. Just pretty much, not going through liking every single person's status, or something that resonates with you, go ahead and like with it. Go ahead and like it. So it's a lot of there are some people that are positive, unless and almost every person in your friends list is negative, then maybe it's not so much time to find some new friends only, but also to work, maybe possibly change yourself. And that might sound harsh, but it's amazing what happens when you choose to change yourself, other than to worry about trying to change people. Jim Rome said it best years ago. You can't change people. You can only change yourself. So, it really pretty much starts with you within. But again, going back to what I mentioned earlier, be consistent with these actions as well. I want to go to another secret tactic. And also, too, keep in mind as well, we're talking about just having, pretty much maybe some type of motivation, maybe lifestyle. I know, Patricia, you can probably go into this a little bit more so than I do as far as we like to share videos. Because guess what? Over time, with this reciprocity, what we're talking about too, then you can pretty much go with like a soft type of call to action to whatever you promote. You see what I'm saying? Whatever your business. Let me give you another example as far as that. Let's say if I've had people that have, let's say, added me. People are kind of, curious or, not to be nosy. So these people I've had that added me the last few days. But the thing is, too, again, soft call to action, something that I've learned too. That people might not always go here, but if they want to scroll down looking at this, like, what in the world is this? Have your page set up so, something that's kind of curious. So now, what's the first thing they see when they come over to my page? So what's this business page? What in the world are you talking about, business page? So, people are kind of click happy when it comes to Facebook, because guess what? You're still on Facebook. And then, boom, now you can see, it's like, okay, what in the world is this person doing that? What type of information? These guys' videos, quotes, like, what in the world? And I know I've had that happen, too, is people are just kind of curious. Now, there's another route you can do with this as well. We had a launch a few months ago with our community, and I kept my group going. But the thing is, the reciprocity thing does not change. I'm still consistent with it. And just still like the posts within here as far as, okay, whatever. And this is something I know, Patricia, I talked to you just, I think, last night, as far as, it's interesting. This might not seem like a lot as far as like people are liking this, because I don't have that many people in here. But this has really increased as far as, some of the likes that was going on, some of the posts. You know, it's kind of fun. I love getting a question. Like, I'm not too sure what you're doing in here, but I like it. And people are still in this group or whatnot. Like I said, this is something that we were promoting. This was months ago or whatever. The launch has been over, but I think like, you know what? I'm still gonna be consistent with here too. And like I said, it's not like a whole bunch of likes. Not like everybody in the whole group is, but because I have done as far as reaching out to people in this group, and what I mean by reaching out to them is this is something that you probably also did not know. As far as, let's say I want to go to meet you here. You can do something as simple as sending a message. Now you might think, okay, what does this have to do with anything? Well, guess what? I'm still, you know, being nonchalant with it, having fun with it. But the thing is, guess what? When you message somebody, it's no different from when you do a comment, like, or share. You might be thinking, okay, what? Wait a minute. I thought it's only this if you go into like, comment, and share somebody on Facebook. No, because, and again, this is something with the algorithm of Facebook. And again, I'm not too sure about this. I know it changes over time, but I heard this from a couple other leaders too in the home-based business profession not too long ago, probably about a week and a half ago, that when you message somebody, you just say, you know, for those in home-based business, you know, you the form, you know, try to find out family, occupation, recreation, you know, money or motivation. You know, just talking to them, is, you know, be nonchalant. I'll give one example here. I was talking to Mike, somebody else that you know, who was on you know, used to go to my CrossFit gym. You know, I'd say, hey man, what's going on? I'd say, how you liking my Facebook group I set up a few months ago? Boom. Notice I didn't have anything else prior to this messaging, because guess what? I'm not even trying to talk about business or stepping into anything. I'm being nonchalant with it. You know, it's like, oh, hey man, how's it going? Because I know you're in my group, just trying to see you're paying attention and whatnot. I did that literally with every person in the group. Every person. So if you're somebody who's watching too right now who was in that group, I was doing that just to also show you as an example as far as like, all right, let me just see how's it going. And it's interesting because, again, when I started doing that about probably 5-6 days ago, you know, this message, trying to see how everybody who's paying attention, some of the people that have been sitting there watching, then the likes went up in that group. And also that also helps with your own Facebook profile too. Hint, hint, hint. Something you probably did not know. And again, I did not know that either. I was like, whoa, what in the world? So, you know, think about that. You saw I have just hit 1,600 people on there on Facebook. Like, man, what happens if I have to do that with every person on there? You know, and this is not even starting to talk about, man, let me slam the right to business right away. Hey, how's it going? How you doing? You know, just simple conversations. You know, really, it really, if you know, since, you know, if you're, something I also heard too, from not too long ago. If you're thinking about long-term, especially building a business in this profession, talking about a home-based business profession, as far as long-term, let's say residual income, also, how about let's work on the long-term relationships? You see what I'm saying? Working on the people. You know, this is a people business. This ain't just talking about, oh, I see them as money signs in that group. Some of those people in that group I've known for years. You're talking about 3, 5, some even 10+ years. You know, so for me now to really engage them more so, hey, how's it going? You know, how's it been? Just be again nonchalant to, if they bring up the questions like, okay, what is it that you doing? You ask me now. You know, I'm just trying to just be out there, just giving that value, That's the reason why, because I was being consistent with my work, being, you know, throwing out the value. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to get at as well, as far as like, oh, okay, he's throwing, he's still being consistent with it. I built some type of rapport. You know, since we're online, online marketers too sometimes get a bad rep because some people will just slam them into whatever, send the link, and we've gone through so many tangents about this. Some people in these other Facebook groups, they're talking about, oh, join me now for this. It's like, dude, what have you given me as far as something of value that I can go and just take away with? You see what I'm saying? Still comes down to what we mentioned earlier. You got to give. So that's just a couple quick examples I want to get in there real briefly. I know, Patricia, you're pretty much good as far as shooting the videos too, and really having those lookers come around as far as seeing what that you have to do. And again, it's no different from what I mentioned, but with her, it's lifestyle. Or maybe she might go share something, real quick. But she's built up sets of good rapport with people over the last few years. Like, what? Let me see what's going on. What in the world is she doing? You see what I'm saying? So again, it takes time. She has a lot more friends that I have too. But again, it's something that over time it's built you know, it's built over time though. So that's what I wanted to mention. And I didn't know you wanted to bring that up too, Patricia, as far as that. And you're muted.
Okay, sorry about that. That is the thing. Every time you do a post, or I do a post, I try to incorporate lifestyle, because people like what I do, and like I said, I have built up a little following and an audience and fans. So what happens is it does take time. They have to follow you, and in order to have them see if they're engaging with you, I try to ask them a question in it, like a call to action for them to do something or to comment on it, or even post a video of their own or put up a picture of their own, and then that way you get engagement. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Again, there's a lot of factors. It depends on the time of day that you post. Is it the weekend? Is it a weekday? Is it in the morning? Is it in the afternoon or evening? So it really depends on when you time your post is one thing. And for me, it's been a lot of engagement because of the community that I'm in. And I was going to say, for the fan page that I have, I just got myself a new fan page. And it's my name, because now I had never gotten a fan page of my own. It is going to be strictly for business, and I'm putting mostly a lot of videos on there and call to actions, like a 21-day blogging challenge. Now, most of the people and the engagement I'm getting is from people that are already in the group. However, what I'm going to be doing is sharing other people's videos eventually in that page. And I want people to comment on those as well, because let's face it, I'm not a rock star or a celebrity or somebody who perhaps is in one of the real top earners in our company. So people aren't going to follow me as readily. However, when I do interchange it with other people, then they have more of a variety of people to engage with. And it's okay. I don't mind even if they click on their link, if there's a link there, that type of thing. Because sometimes a lot of us are so afraid to put other people's content with their links on there. And usually that's a general rule that you don't do, but I'm willing to do that. And I think I've told you guys that before too, that you guys could post on my my other business fan page. I don't mind that, because we're all a team and we're all trying to achieve the same thing. For me, it's okay. I don't mind. But with what I have, you know me, Andre, I'm always looking for some information and things for posting, or what we're talking about, for instance, right now. And again, back to my fan page. Also, if you're a newbie, maybe you don't want to spend any money because you're thinking, oh my God, I don't have the budget. But all you need to do is spend less than $5 a day on an ad. You can let it run for 3 days, have your fan page run, and get new followers, because you don't want the same type of people that you already know what it is you're trying. We don't want to bug our family and friends. We want in social engagement or engagement with other people. And if they're not like-minded, at that point, if we engage with them enough, they might, like you said, be curious to engage with us, or at least to follow us is what we want. And then one day, all of a sudden, they will pop up with, you'll do a post, either a video or a quote or a post that will resonate with them. And they'll answer you. All of a sudden, you'll have a comment from them, and you go, whoa, where did that come from? Or they'll friend you. And sometimes they'll friend you for the longest time, or you'll see that they're following you for the longest time, but they never say anything. They're silent people, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, they're commenting, and then they start commenting. Of course, now you're going to comment back with them or engage with them in a private chat or right there on the post. And you're going to have a friend for life, so to speak. But don't be afraid to pay a little bit of money for 3 to 5 to 7 day or 14 days with your post, and do a call to action, and don't do it with a link. That's the thing. Don't do it with any kind of a link. And we've learned through Dee and Justin and a few other people, you have your life story there. That's what you want to engage in, so that you're going to resonate with that type of a person who will like your story. Like, okay, sports, Andre is sports. Neil is strictly his internet business and things like that. And I'm more social with my social engagement posts of my lifestyle videos. So this is, everybody has a niche of what they do, and somebody is going to be attracted to that. And then once you have that engagement, don't ignore them, start to talk back with them, and they'll be a follower, like I said. And anything, once they start to know, like, and trust you, then you can start to share more and more of your links with them. Maybe do it on a personal level. Hey, you're following my post. Do you like my content? What do you like about it? Don't give them your link right away. Engage with them in a private messages and let them answer for you. And then see if they want your link, and, subtly ask them. And, hey, I have a blog that I could share with you that would relate to your problem. Like I had, for instance, someone who wanted to join my business, and they were a realtor, and they had lost their home, and they watched me and they said, I would like to join you. What do you do? And I said, well, I have a blogging platform, and we make money from that. And she was very interested. I helped her out socially with some things, that real life problems that she implemented. And then she wanted to join my business. So, if you help people out, what did they say, that expression? If you give people what they want, you will get what you want. So just remember too, you're not a social worker, but people have problems that you can solve, whether it's via your videos, your post, your actual private messaging them and engaging with them. You're going to get their attention, that they can follow you, and then you'll have a client and hopefully a customer in the end.
Yeah, I wanted to do another quick demonstration of what I mean by this. And this is, let's see if I can find this person real quick. I'm still still messaging some people.
Yeah, and then I also have some other tips too, Andre. As you know me, I'm always researching all of this stuff. So I have some other tips that I'd like to share after that.
Well, you can go share him right now until I find him real quick.
Then Neil, did you want to say anything about your engagement?
Yeah, I was just kind of just listening to the background. I mean, for me, I've kind of I've had a few messages from this, and I kind of get them myself, and I find it very frustrating when it happens to me. I don't know what everybody else feels about it, but this is kind of what Andre's been saying, and Trisha, you kind of mentioned it. You've got to engineer the kind of engagement. You can't just automatically jump on someone and expect them to be interested in what you're doing, or interested in even your subject. You've kind of got to put your content out there, and you've got to see who's actually interested, because you've got 1,000, probably even 2,000, 3,000. You can have up to 5,000 friends on Facebook. Not every single one of those people is going to share your interests, but it's not even the people that actually share your interests that you're actually after, because we have so many different interests that we all share a common interest between me, Patricia, and Andre, because we're all here right now. But like Patricia just mentioned a moment ago, Andre's primarily sport, mine's primarily my business, and Patricia's she likes socializing quite a lot as well. So we don't, apart from this hangout, we've got no primary link, and that's kind of the same thing what you need to be thinking about in your business, because you may share a connection with someone, and that's great, but the connection you need to be searching for is not just something in common. You need to have something that means a lot to someone. It needs to be something that they really, really care about. And I'll give you an example, because this for me I think is absolutely incredible, because I started to work for a job. I'm still in the job right now, but I started to work there 8 years ago. And I was speaking to someone who had like not long started themselves, and we'd been speaking for a few days, and it was kind of one of them that you could tell we just like was acquaintances. We kind of just speaking, no problem, just being sociable and polite and stuff like that. But as soon as I mentioned one thing, that was it. It was sort of like we had a massive connection, and it was almost like suddenly we were best friends because of the one common bond that we shared. And that was the fact that we were both season ticket holders at our favourite sports team, which we both shared. Mine's Nottingham Forest, obviously his was too. We're both season ticket holders, and it turned out we actually only sat a couple of rows away from each other. So we worked together, which was a common bond, and that's what we were talking about. So it's kind of like, when you kind of see someone, it's like you know them, so you talk to them because you want to socialise. And that's great. I'm not taking anything away from that. But when you actually have something that they also really, really, really care about, that's the kind of person you want to be connecting with. Because as soon as I mentioned that, it was almost like I couldn't then get him away from me. Not that I was trying, of course, but that's the kind of thing that you want. You want to try and do that kind of engagement where when you say something, they care about it so much that they can't help but be around it. And that's the kind of engagement you're looking for. So don't try and force it on people by getting them interested or even trying to throw your link at them, like Trisha and Andre have been saying, because that doesn't work. It repels people. As soon as they see a link, regardless of whether it's content driven or whether it's a sales page or whether even it's a video, they're not going to be interested. That is it, because there's so many people out there that just throw links out there, and people are so susceptible to thinking that that's a sales page and you're just trying to pitch. That's the reason why they're not clicking. So you need to get away from that. You need to find something. You need to find a common link, and you need to find a link, not just any link. I mean, it needs to be like I've just mentioned about me, Trisha, and Andre. That's a link, and I'm not taking anything away from that. It's a great link that we have. But like I said, what you're looking for is something so much deeper. If you're looking for someone to join you in your business, that link needs to go so much deeper than that. It needs to be something that connects you, and it makes them feel like they can't be without you. If you can do that, then I'm telling you now, you will have a customer for life. Because it's like when you connect with someone on that level, regardless of whether you've known them for a day or two, you will feel like you've known them forever, and you want to be around that person continually again and again. And I'm sure everyone's experienced that. I know I have. And when that happens, it's absolutely magic, and you just feel like you just don't want to be without that person forever. So they don't want to be without you. They're going to want to work with you. And it's just that kind of connection that you're looking for. So you don't need to throw your link out there. Just throw the content out there, like Andre and Trisha have been saying, but make sure that content is key, and it kind of strikes home some pain points, some driving factors that people are looking for, anything like that they're really, really searching for, either something they want to get away from or something they're pointing towards too. Now, one thing to note is people will always strive to get away from pain rather than working towards pleasure. So the key thing is, if you're trying to find a commonality with someone within your business, you want to find something that is pain driven. Not to be horrible, but people will do more to getting away from pain than they will to go towards pleasure, and that unfortunately is a proven fact. So if you want to get more people to your business, start focusing towards people's pain points, the common things that you see within your niche, whatever that is. We've all got there's common trends within every single niche, regardless of what it is. There'll be common trends of what people are searching for, what problems that people are encountering, what common things that people are coming up against. Those are the kind of pain points you're looking for. And if you can start searching for that, that's when you're going to get people jumping on it. Those people that care enough, those people that are interested in it, there's interested than there's caring about it. When you've got someone who's interested, those are the people who are not going to take action, not going to do that. And those people you just need to let be. They'll find you eventually. But those people that really, really, really care about you, you won't need to throw them the link because they'll be begging to ask it from you. So what you need to do is just start throwing that content out there, make sure it's super focused towards one specific thing. And when you do that, you'll know, because you'll get people beating down your door, begging you to get more information, because that is the kind of thing that people do. Again, coming back to the whole pain thing, people will do more to get away from pain than they will do to go towards pleasure. That is just, unfortunately, that's a proven fact. So start focusing your content towards that, And hopefully, hopefully that will see a massive improvement in your business. It's like I say, it's a proven fact. So start focusing towards that, doing a bit more research into your business, what common trends there is, what pain points there is, all that kind of stuff. And that's what your content needs to be focused around, because it's an unconscious thing. When people see that, they see, I want to get that because I want to get away from the position I'm in right now. And it's an unconscious thing. They will reach out to you regardless of whether they want to or not. If they're pushing out their comfort zone, they will do that to get out of the position they're in. It's a proven fact, and it happens again and again and again. And maybe you've actually had that before as well. So like I say, start pointing your content towards that. And I'm telling you now, over the next, this is not key. This is not an overnight thing. So don't think you throw it out there tonight and everything's going to be fine tomorrow. This is something, like Andre's been saying, continuously. It needs to be consistent. Do this for the next 60 to 90 days. And I'm telling you now, you'll see a massive, massive improvement in your business.
Also, too, another thing, what he was mentioning, and it's true, it's a little bit off subject, but the same time on subject. It's something that we got from, from Tony Robbins. He's mentioned this too. I know, Neil, you probably heard this as well, because I know how much you like Tony Robbins, because, there were 6 basic needs as well. And he's mentioned that, there's the need for certainty, the need for variety, the need for significance, need for love and or connection, need for growth, and need of contribution. As what Neil just mentioned too, pretty much in general, it's true. You hit about 2 out of those 6, you're gonna have customers that pretty much keep on. I can't remember how Tony Robbins mentioned it too, because he was sharing this with Eric Warren and interview Eric Warren did with him. He's like, if you hit 2 of those 6 too, you're gonna have customers that are just gonna keep on coming, no matter what you're promoting. He's like, if I'm not mistaken, he said you hit 3 out of 6. You have a customer for life, somebody that he mentioned. I'm just like, man, So exactly what Neil just mentioned, that is true as far as you're hitting those main points on people, but it doesn't happen until you take the action, whatever you're doing. When Patricia mentioned, as far as whatever your niche is, you pretty much just go at that too, pretty much hardcore, and you just keep on giving that value. Just keep on giving that value like crazy, and then like we've been mentioning too. They're gonna be like, tell you straight up, like, man, I like what you're posting, I like what you're sharing. And right before, Patricia, I know you wanted to share something real quick, but this again, like I mentioned earlier, being nonchalant with this. Okay, this is somebody who's my group. I did not know I had him in my group here, but I'll just see if I can build up some reciprocity with him. Let's see if I'm spelling this correctly. Shoot, it's pretty tough for me to see this with the share thing, but it's all good. See if I can get this thing done. That's all good. What's going on, Carl? And okay, somebody, let me just, okay, with Brandy. Oops. Somebody, we used to be in the same business before it shut down years ago. So I can tell, man, last time I talked with her was like 2 years ago. So Brandy. And like I said, I'm not trying to slam through anything. Whoops, that's kind of ignorant if she sees that. But I'm just, just trying to just say hello. Not going to see what's going on or anything. Oh, sweet. Carl actually messaged me back. And again, like I said, this is something that, again, like I said, be nonchalant. I'm not going to sit here to get ready to like, slam a link on them. Let's see, trying to see how are you, let's see, liking my Facebook group I set up a few months ago. Just be nonchalant with it. That's all it is. Like I said, how response is all good. But the thing is too, just build a conversation with him. Somebody who I didn't know I had not messaged in my group. So just it's a little simple a way of doing a form, without obviously trying to slam somebody else with it. Like I said, there's so many different scripts. And you're another company, we have some separate scripts. So you're kind of like, not too sure how to set this up. Again, you're somebody who's seasoned too. I know I've heard this from a couple of people as well. It's like you need to just go with the flow with scripts. No different, like, like let's say Neil and I, we're talking right now. This yada yada yada, cool. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go into a certain script. Like I used to have a script my first company. I'm not gonna lie, and then how I used to hurt me trying to do a script with somebody I know in high school. Here we are, just a few years since graduated. It was awful. It was just awful.
Yeah, I think we all learned that. My first company that I was in was weight loss and body shapers and things like that. And we had several scripts that we would call up people on the phone to say to them. But then you kind of just, it all works. That's true psychologically. If you don't know what to say to people, we know that copywriting is huge to get the triggers for people to buy. I mean, commercials, they spend a lot of money on and testing on what works so that people could go out and buy their product or, click on the link or whatever action that they want them to do. So let's face it, advertising is a huge business, and saying those scripts. But I find the more natural way when you're connecting with people that you don't know, maybe those scripts could work, but people that you already have and are friends, let's be honest, they can kind of see through it, to a certain extent. But you do want to be genuine, I believe it is, and not fake or phony. And that's why when you do post more often on your fan page or on your personal profile, you want to be you on there. You want to be genuine. You want people to see your real life and embarrassing moments, as well as, your professional moments, whatever it is you're trying to drive traffic to. You have to be honest, otherwise people could see through that. But I had some tips, and I could share these. They're from I like to go to Social Media Examiner because I think they have some great tips on things, especially like what we're talking about right now. And I'm going to screen share, if you guys don't mind, if I can get my screen share up, and we'll go through some of them. And screen share. Okay, let me know if you see my screen. Can you see my screen? Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, these are some of the things about how to engage your fans on your Facebook. Again, whether it's your fan page or whether it is your personal profile. And what I like to do is upload things on my fan page so that I can share it to, which was what I did with this live Google Hangout that we're going to have. I put it on my fan page, and then I posted it and shared it onto my regular profile wall so that the people could, join me there. And then they can also go back to my fan page. But let's say we want to attract readers' attention to a point in your article, because let's face it, when you're scrolling through Facebook ourselves, let alone, and we're marketers, but let alone other people, they're going to just scroll through what they want to see. But we got to stop them in their tracks. So how about point to something in your article, as simple as an arrow or a circle, so that they can see that. And of course, you see there's a link here that they can eventually click on if you've given them a call to action to do that. Or balance your various types of content. We know that we want to use photos, videos, links, and questions, and we want to track the engagement. There's a tool that Facebook has a tool called Insights, where we can see what's working, and choose your top performing post types and include a variety of each in your updates. So you don't want to do the same old all over again. You or an interest, like the other day on my wall, or yesterday, I like music. I like Irish music. I like this particular song. So that's what I posted. And I don't know who's interested in, but I am. And for those people who are attracted to that, that's what they could do. And I know there were some people that were, and I tagged them in that post because they like that kind of music too. And I gave a little history on the background of that music. But Then number 3, craft posts to drive click-throughs. And you again, it would be a simple call to action, right? But move your fans from your Facebook page to your app or content with a combination of incentives and calls to action in your updates. And we're doing that all the time. Like for instance, Lowe's. Here in the United States, Neil, there's a store called Lowe's that they sell things for the home or home repair. But they recently generated clicks and on a link because they encourage their fans to take a color and personality quiz. So, we could quiz our fans. Evergreen content. Now we know that things trend. There's a trending section on which we could use for engagement as well on Facebook. We can go there, and there's also one on Pinterest. There's one on Twitter. There's one everywhere, and you can go to that and you can post that if it's something that is something you want to post. Like for instance, maybe someone died, when a celebrity dies, or when there's some news update. Of course, there's the political mess that's going on. You may not want to post that, but that's a trend. So you don't want to stay with that, but you want to post things that are evergreen. And how could you do that? You could do that with a simple quote, and then you could simply say like, comment, and share, and that could go on forever. A simple good morning post with a beautiful picture or something. But this says here, 36 awesome social media blogs everyone should read. So if you do that, then everyone might want to read it, and that could be evergreen, and it could go around and around and around forever as people share it. Number 5, express your emoticons or emotions, right? Or emoticons. Use those in your post. People love those. And even get them to do a call to action and, put their favorite one on or whatever. But if you do something simple like this, we love Ugg boots. I actually hate them, but I think they're the ugliest things in the world. But anyway, if you do that, hey, people will see that and they'll respond. 6, find and share timely content. Again, it could be about something that's trending, but engagement is engagement, and the subject that drives it doesn't always have to be yours. So yeah, like I said, when I posted those music videos, I did not make them. It was the military tattoo. Neil, you might be familiar with that. That type of thing. And I love those drums and the bagpipes and and they had flames and fire. They were twirling this stuff, anyway, it's something that I enjoyed. And I put that up there. So it doesn't have to always be your content. Gain insights from Facebook data. So this would be good. We have access to this pages and post content blindly without learning more about how their fans or your fans might react to it, can find themselves posting furiously with no rise or worse, a drop in engagement. So you can easily find out that as you post things, whether and everybody knows who Mari Smith is. She's a social network guru as well. So she provides a great summary of the new insights features. So you could watch her video and she could give you an explanation about those. 8, have a backup plan with notes. So there was a recent thing that they said that the New York Times, somehow their website crashed. So they took to Facebook Notes, with which we rarely use our notes. I think I have 3 articles on my notes that when I first got on Facebook in 2009 and 10, I used it, and I haven't used it since. So that's a source that we rarely use. You can drive your fans to that post or using notes, and also do the same thing. Post pictures, post an article, post videos there, and utilize that feature of Facebook. Include Facebook apps, especially you can use these on your fan page. I'm not going to go into all that, but join the conversation on the go. That's number 10. Know what to include in images.
And she's disappeared. She'll be with us in just a moment. Hopefully she recognises that quite quickly. But, you know, the most common theme I'm hoping that most people pick up from this is when you're sharing your content, I believe that was one of the highlights in here, you need to make sure that the content you're giving is the content your target market appreciates. Because actually, time and again, think about this, right? How many times have you been, you could say that you've been pitched, or, you know, someone tried to speak to you with the idea of they're going to pitch you. But in fact, let's also talk about sales pages, because for me, the biggest problem when it comes to sales pages, and even when people pitch, is it's not the fact that they're pitching. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what people do. I personally, I refuse to do that because I don't think it's right. But that's personal opinion aside. For me, it's one of them where you've got this connect. So, you know, you're connecting because you're friends. So you speak to them, you speak to them, you speak to them, and then suddenly they go, oh, by the way, here's my link. Or, you know, they try and get you down a lane that you're not particularly, you're not comfortable with, you don't want. And then eventually it's like they throw a link at you and you're just like, well, I didn't want that. And then the relationship just goes massively sour. Now, I'm not saying that that is the case for all, because there are quite a few people out there that will prove me wrong and show you that you can build some great relationships. Now, I'm not taking anything away from that. I'm just saying that most of the people that create conversations on Facebook, they create conversations like Andre's been pointing out, rather than doing what Andre's has been pointing out, just saying how you doing, and just no end goal in mind. They've just literally seen how you're doing, being a friend, and just trying to talk to you on a level of friendship. They go with one specific goal in mind. And I've seen an example of this quite recently with an actual friend. And this person actually done everything they could to get them into their business. They throw abuse at them. They used emotional blackmail. They used everything possible. And things like that drive me absolutely crazy, because that is what gives things like this a bad reputation. And it's people like that needs to be thrown off Facebook, because I have absolutely no time for it. And the thing that you need to be doing, you need to connect with someone on their level. Don't get them to try and come to your level. Don't expect them to get to you. You need to go to their level, because that is when you're going to truly connect with them. So don't try and force them. Don't try and do whatever. Don't try and force them into your where you are. You need to go to where they're at. That is the most important thing. If you do that, we're not allowed to go for guarantees, but I would almost guarantee you and say you will see a massive difference in regards to the relationship that you have with people. People will be more reciprocal, will respond to you a lot better when you go to their level and talk about what they're interested in, rather than you trying to get them to where you're interested in. And I'm not saying for 1 second that is what people do on here, but I'm telling you now, that is the biggest problem that I see in this industry. I've had it done to me countless amounts of times, and I've even seen certain people done that to other people. It's like they talk to them and then they try and pitch them, and then it's like, no, I'm not interested. And they go, what are you doing? This is great, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure probably everyone's had that done to them. It's wrong. You can't do that, because when you make that connection, when you do it right, same as I was mentioning earlier to Patricia, well, to everyone on this hangout, you don't need to throw your link at them when the link is that strong. When you do it right, you will not even need to pitch them, because they will be begging you for it. And that is why I despise it so much when people throw their link at you and try and do whatever they can to get you into their business. Because even if you get someone into your business on that level, they will be in there for a matter of days, if that at best. They will very quickly go, all right, just do whatever to get you off the phone, get you off Facebook. They'll delete you from Facebook, bar you from Facebook, and then they'll end up quitting anyway. Why would you want to do that? Your refund rate goes up. You wasted your time, and you've basically given that person a false impression of the whole industry. It just makes no sense. So what you need to do is just start focusing on the relationship. And the biggest thing you can do with that is Be at their level. Don't try and get them to yours. You may, I'm not saying you can't, but I'm just saying it's one of those conversations that you have that naturally takes place. If it feels natural, do it. But if you think that when you're throwing something out, you just think, hang on a minute, and it gives you pause for thought, don't do it. Because that's exactly what they're going to think. And the moment they start having to think about it, trust me, that relationship is gone, especially if they don't know you, or even if they're getting to know you. I might be able to get away with it, someone like Andre or Patricia that I've been doing for a while. But if you continue to do that, even my relationship with these two, it would massively go sour because I'm continually trying to force them or getting them into a position that they don't want to go. The relationship has to feel natural. It's reciprocation. I'm doing what I think is best for them, and they're agreeing with me because they're seeing the interest, they can see the benefit of that. And that is how your relationship needs to go. So start focusing on what they want, same as what Patricia said a little bit earlier. If you give that people enough of what they want, you will get what you want. But the point is, you will not get to where you want if you don't give enough people what they want. Start with what they want and meet them where they're at. Do that. And then if it feels natural and you can get them to where you want them to go, that's fine. And I'm not taking anything away from that. I want to point that out. But don't, for anything at all, do not try and force it on someone and just try to make it fit. Because if it doesn't feel natural, you're wasting your time. Like I just said a moment ago, at best, you're going to get someone to agree to join you just because it can get you off there. But you will see that they will unfriend you, they will block you, they'll do whatever they can to get away from you, and they'll refund as well. So you've gained nothing out of it. So whatever you do, just meet them where they're at, try and see how you can help them. And if that means it is not your business, so be it. Because what you can do for them might not necessarily be right now. But if you continue to give them what they want, who knows where you may be in, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months' time, because they might not be there right now. But when that time comes, and we all get it, especially at the start, when they actually start struggling, when they actually start, seeing things not working out to how they hoped, this unfortunately happens. But when that time comes, who do you think they're going to come to? The person that tried to force them into that business, or the person that put them in that business because that was right for them? And who knows, by then you might actually be in another business, or maybe even the same business, that they actually now see the benefit of. They now join you because they want to be a part of your business, not because you forced them in the first place. Same as what Andre said earlier about Anthony Robbins. At the end of the day, if you can hit the certain unconscious needs that we all have, if you can hit enough of them, you will have a customer for life. Don't try to force every single one of them. Just do it when it comes naturally. You will know when it comes naturally because you'll just look at it and you won't even have to think. Same as they won't either. If you can do that, I'm telling you now, you will have a phenomenal business and people will follow you wherever you go. And notice, to any of you out there that are in network marketing, notice when you have the big leaders who say, I'm not joining this anymore, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm going here. How many people do you see that suddenly just join them without thinking? It's because they've had that unconscious connection, and that is what you're looking for here. So you can't force that. That is something that just comes naturally. And when people want to do that without thinking, that's when you have a customer for life. But your first thing it all starts with is meeting them where they're at and giving them what they need. Anyway, Patricia, you're back, so I'll let you join in. Hopefully you're with us.
I don't know where I dropped off. Wait a second. I don't know where I dropped off, but anyway, yes, I agree with what you're saying. And then I had a phone call, so I'm like, oh, brother. Yes, engagement. I'm sorry, I just completely got off track, but yeah, I don't know what number I left off at, or if you heard anything, because I don't know.
I will apologize, but I did have it, but unfortunately I've just gone off on a massive rant and
that's okay.
I've lost track, I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. But anyway, there's different things that we need to do for social engagement, as I had mentioned a few of them for you guys to do and implement. And Andre, do you remember? Because I was on number 3 and then number 4. I went all the way down to.
I think you're on number 7.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you want, if you want to stop there, I mean, that's fine because I think.
Yeah. Well, that's what I wanted to do because there's 26 of them. So I said we could always break this up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
All right, that's good. At least you guys heard that. So, you know.
Yeah, well, and also too, you know, if you're watching too, if you've gotten value from what we've been sharing, you know, comment below. Comment below if you got some value with this, because again, this is a lot of stuff that, you know, so it might seem obvious, you know, to us it's obvious because we've been doing this for for a while. But you know, maybe you're somebody who's like, okay, maybe in another company, or you might be just be a traditional brick and mortar business owner. You're like, you know what, I did not know that. You know, again, like I said, what we've been mentioning all evening, this is something you have to be consistent with it too. You know, also going back to what we were mentioning earlier to begin, the Napoleon Hill mentioned, you know, having a definite major purpose. You know, it's basically doing what you want. You know, don't just pretty much do this for a couple of days. You know, you get all pumped up, and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm not gonna do this again. If you're somebody who's on Facebook, might as well utilize that time. You know, hint, hint, hint. You know, and like I said, we didn't want to get into the statistics about how many people are on Facebook or, you know, are staying on Facebook for quite some time too. You know, because it's in the billions with the B. You know, I'm not gonna get too much into that, but you know, those just little. You know, some little tricks, you know, some secrets too, just to help you with your engagement. You know, right now as we're speaking, I'm engaging with somebody right now who's I didn't know he's from the Philippines. You know, so and I showed the conversation right here. See, I'm right now engaging with him right now. I did not know who he was. So I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So, you know, it just comes down to just being consistent with it too, and just, you know, just again taking action. You know, no different from you know, like you see also too, scroll down below, you'll see also too the system that we're a part of as well too, for, you know, 2-week trial for, you know, for I think it was $7. You know, you can see pretty much what you know, what we've been learning from too, as far as this, you know, as far as different systems too, and different ways too, just to help your business. You know, there's no particular right or wrong way too, but we always have to encourage you to find the strategy and stick with it. You know, and this will just help that learning curve as well once you just go to that yes link. So that's something I wanted to mention real briefly as well. So anything else you guys wanted to mention before we could probably pretty much wrap up here for this evening?
No, but if they want to stay tuned for next week, come back and engage with us, because I'm going to put it on Facebook. I only went through 1 through 7. There's actually 26 engagement strategies that you can do. All right, on Facebook. And actually, if it's on Facebook, you can do it on Twitter. You could do it again on Pinterest. It's a little bit different on each platform to engage with people. However, it is engagement, you know, and how do you do it? You might think the internet is kind of boring and raw and there's no real way to get that kind of engagement from people or talk with them. You just put a post up and that's it. You know, maybe people like it, they might comment on it, and they might share it, but there's all other kinds of different ways to get your audience to engage with you on the internet. So stay tuned next week.
Yep. So with that being said, we'll see you same time, same place next week. See you then.
Peace. Bye.